and welcome once again to In the Library with
Michele.
And my name is Adrian, and we are coming at you from early mid-July 2026.
Yeah, today's the 9th, man.
And it's warm out.
It's going to get worse again next week.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, I've been following it, and it's going to be pretty brutal again.
Did you do anything special for the 250th birthday?
I did not celebrate. And I wore a black dress to dinner with friends.
Wow, okay. I took the kids out to see some fireworks.
Oh, yeah. Nope, I just hung out. My girlfriend lives next door. We had dinner, and I got home in time before the fireworks started so that I could hang with my dog. So,
yeah, dogs don't tend to care for fireworks very much.
How does your dog handle it?
None of my current dogs care. Whiskey, my older dog, is deaf.
Okay.
And so does not...
See, I didn't know you had multiple dogs.
Yeah. Whiskey is 13 years old.
Oh, wow.
And he's deaf. And
so that can be a blessing.
Yeah.
Especially with fireworks.
And then our younger dog, Suki, she does not care.
That's good. My dog didn't care for the longest time, and she's 10. And one of the storms we had not too long ago freaked her out, and now she's got like this nervous thing going on. She doesn't do anything. She just wants to be next to you, which, that's fine.
I had a dog. She passed away year before last. Echo. She was a Siberian Husky. Beautiful dog. But she was... When fireworks would go off, she'd get super clingy. Like, I want to sit on top of you for safety.
Yeah, and they're not little dogs.
No.
Those are not little ones.
Like, I'd do a better job protecting you if you were not physically on top of me.
She does not know that, though.
Yeah.
No, just stuck close to home, did some gardening, hung out with friends. That's about it. Nothing crazy.
If you did something special for the 4th of July this year, why don't you leave us a comment in the comment section down below? How about that? That's viewer engagement, yeah?
That would be awesome. I am sharing our podcast on my social media channels, so trying.
I would if I had any.
Yeah, I know.
I've been off Facebook, YouTube, X, all of those.
Yeah, I have my own YouTube channel, so I can't go off.
You know what was really weird?
What?
I had a YouTube channel in college. I started a YouTube channel, and I only uploaded a handful of videos, and I forgot about it, right?
Oh, I remember you telling me this.
But I deleted it because I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe, like, I didn't remember, and like everything was awful. And so I was like, I'm gonna delete this. And then somebody reopened it, and I was like, I didn't know people could, like...
So why would someone reopen your YouTube channel?
I don't know. They liked the name, I guess.
Oh, I see.
And it was just weird when somebody's like, hey, is this you? They're uploading. I'm like, no, that's not me.
Oh, that is weird. Yeah, no, I'm on the social media, so. Speaking of, I have a cool native plant I'm going to talk about that we have here at the library.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
It's called Rattlesnake Master.
That sounds like a TV show.
I know, it does.
Maybe one starring Lorenzo Lamas or something.
I used to love him. Okay, so the Latin name for this is Eryngium yuccifolium because it is in the yucca family, and it is native to this area. It's a super cool looking plant. Winter sowed these, not this past winter, but the winter before. I put them in the Monarch Way Station, and they were only like 3 inches tall last year. And I thought, oh, these, never mind. They're not going to do anything. They're just going to crumble and die. Well, guess what? This year, they're like a foot tall. They're getting these cool, spiky flowers on them, and I'm really into them. So they are from the yucca family, so they almost look like a yucca, right? So they will get eventually to 4 feet tall. They have coarse leaves, which is nice because deer and rabbits won't eat them. Bingo. It's a member of the carrot and parsley family, but it's very different looking. It does not look like it's a member of that family. So it likes medium to medium wet to medium dry. It pretty much can live anywhere. It does like full sun. It's not necessarily a big one for our bumblebees and our butterflies. However, it is a popular plant for our small native bees, moths, and flies. So those are all great pollinators, and we need those as well. So it looks so much like the yucca plant. And some other people might see it and think it's a sea holly. They are in the same family.
They go to reunions together.
They do. But sea holly is from Europe and Eurasia. So that is not a native. So that's why we got to stick with the rattlesnake master if you want to put something like this in your yard. So historically, the indigenous peoples have used it for medicinal purposes, but it was also used for fiber for weaving sandals and baskets. And they have found in Kentucky, I thought this was really cool. They identified rattlesnake master leaves as the main fiber used to construct slippers dated to 1500 BCE. And then in Missouri, ornate and complex woven shoes dating from 1,000 to 8,000 years old have been identified as having rattlesnake master being used to make those shoes. So super cool. I thought it was really neat. And also, rattlesnake master borer moth. It's an incredibly rare species of moth, and it is just about extinct. But this is their host plant. So if you want to help endangered species, this is a good host plant for that.
I was actually going to bring that up because when you said the name of the plant, I pulled it up, and like the top picture here is the rattlesnake master stem borer moth.
Yeah, it's
that
cool,
is
right?
a mouthful of a moth.
It is. It is. But pretty cool looking, right? Mm. This is considered in Michigan a endangered plant. So it is a native plant, but it is endangered in Michigan. So, hey, you could bury a body and put this on top, and maybe they won't be able to dig it up.
Don't do that. To our listeners out there, don't do
that. So, yeah, I didn't realize this about rattlesnake master before I put it in the gardens up front, but it's looking super cool. So if you're going to swing by anytime soon, try to come by Saturday because we do have our garden tour going on. That's a big deal. And maybe you can see the rattlesnake master. I do have it labeled. So it'd be kind of cool for you to see.
Can we agree that that's quite the name?
It is. It is.
And I'm wondering, is this like they started a dojo and they chose the title of Rattlesnake Master?
There was, it's turned out to be a myth from what I have researched that the indigenous nations used it as an antidote to rattlesnake bites. According to what I read, that is not effective.
That makes sense.
So yeah, there was a lot of talk about that, but I saw no evidence at all. So it's one of those, wives' tales that they used it for those things. From what I read. And I read a lot of different sites on it too. So just a cool plant. It's not something you're going to typically see. It's a very surprising looking plant. So check it out. Hopefully, you know what? I think I'll collect the seeds this fall so that other people can start the seeds. You just have to be patient. What I learned with this plant over the last year and a half is you got to be patient. It takes a little while to get going. But just like with a lot of native plants, they sleep, they creep, and they leap. So if this is their creep year, next year they're going to be like, wow, probably be 4 feet tall next year.
That accurately describes my average day. I sleep, then I creep, then I leap, and then repeat the whole cycle.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds about right. So yeah, that's my spiel on Rattlesnake Master, which I think is a super cool plant. I mean, now I'm going to start putting it in my yard now that I know it works here. So why not?
Why not indeed?
Why not?
We can make sandals with it.
We could. Why not?
We'll get a weave master. We'll have a program on weaving.
Hey, that might not be a bad idea.
Can we get Hugo weaving to teach us weaving?
Why not?
It'll be a double bill. We'll have Hugo weaving and Samara weaving, and they'll teach us together.
So that's my native plant of the week.
Okay. You going to tell us anything about gardening?
I am.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I'm having an issue in my garden.
We're having
Because
an
nobody's asking questions, so I'm coming up with my own.
We're having an issue. Got it.
So I go out in my garden a couple days ago, and a bunch of the leaves on a bunch of my favorite plants are chewed down. So I'm just finding like the veins of the leaves, and they're eaten down. So guess what they are? Guess what's eating it?
Some form of caterpillar.
No, actually, Japanese beetle.
Japanese beetle. Oh, I've got a bunch of those in my backyard.
Let me tell you. So they, end of June, beginning of July is when they start emerging. Now, this is something I didn't know until several years ago, that the grubs in our ground, when you're digging and you find those white little grubs, that's the larva of a Japanese beetle. It took me forever to realize that. So in the early July, late June is when they are emerging. And let me tell you, I can tell it's early July because my leaves are being decimated, especially on my evening primrose. They seem to really like that, but they also go for a lot of fruit trees. They go for a lot of vegetables. So if you're having these problems, there are chemical things that you can use in your garden, like Japanese traps. But here's the thing, according to MSU, part of that problem is you could be attracting, because it uses pheromones to attract them to these traps, you could be attracting a whole bunch more to your yard by using this chemical trap. Some people use different methods. There's not a great way to control these, okay, except for picking them off. So what I started doing is they will hide under leaves, so it's a little hard to see them. Now, last night I probably got about 30 or 40 of them. And I had a bucket of sudsy water. I put some dish soap in water, and I just dumped them right in there. I grabbed them, just stuck them in the bucket. So you have to keep your hand wrapped around them because otherwise they just take off and fly.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Or I did cut some of my leaves. I cut them very gently, and then I stuck that in the water. So I'm going to keep a bucket of soapy water out there for pulling those guys off, and that's, I guess, kind of how I'm going to work on controlling them.
It's always a good idea to have a bucket of soapy water on hand because you never know when you're going to need it.
I'll just carry it around with me wherever I go. But I will say that there is a natural control for Japanese beetles.
Is that you install a Pacific Ocean to keep it contained?
No. It's actually something we call in the gardening world IPM, Integrated Pest Management. Okay, so finding a predator of this creature is one of the best ways to control it. So that predator that I have researched, it is the blue-winged wasp. It's a parasitic wasp. Now, it doesn't kill the beetles themselves. It does, however, lay its eggs in the larva. So in your grub, when these like to be on the ground, these wasps, they then come across the larva, they lay their eggs, and then, this is the terrible part, even though it is grubs, the grub slowly dies as those wasps emerge and they eat the grub. So it's a parasitic wasp, lays its eggs, kills the host, and then you got more wasps. And these are non-aggressive wasps.
I was going to say, because it sounds like you're trading one problem for another problem.
Yeah, these are non-aggressive wasps, and they're actually super cool. So they're the blue-winged wasp. They're not aggressive, so you do not need to worry about that part. They sting and paralyze the grub first, and then they lay their eggs on their body, and then when they hatch, they just eat them. I know, it sounds terrible. However, it is a natural process. So you can invite those to your yard, and hopefully they will lay some eggs in your grubs.
I need an address, and I need them to actually check their mail. I don't know how else to invite them, really.
We plant things like common goldenrod. We plant things like common boneset and Virginia mountain mint. Those things are all native plants to our area, which will attract these wasps, which will then hopefully handle your grub population.
Every single one of those that you just named sounded like it could be a folk band. I wouldn't question it.
Actually, yeah, goldenrod. I mean, a lot of people think goldenrod, oh no, that's the stuff that's going to make me allergic. It's not. It's not ragweed. It's not that, okay? And bone set is actually something that the indigenous nations used to use to wrap around your bones. And actually, there's scientific evidence showing that works. And Virginia mountain mint, super cool plant. I didn't have luck with what I planted this year. I don't know why. I'm sure it was me. But those are plants that attract that wasp. And they're native to this area, as well as the wasp, which obviously the Japanese beetles are not. They're an invasive species. So getting rid of them is not a bad thing.
There's no way that Virginia Mountain Mint isn't a band featuring 2 fiddles and a banjo.
And a Japanese beetle. and a blue-winged wasp.
That's their number 1 single.
So I just thought it was super cool. I did want to talk about the wasp just a little bit. They're solitary, but they're sociable. So they get along with other pollinators in your garden. If you've ever watched, there are some wasps that when they see another pollinator on a plant, you'll actually see them bump into them and bump them off plants. These are not that kind of wasp. Okay. Again, they're friendly. They're sociable. They get along with everybody. And it says they're known for their vibrant black and orange bodies, which resemble the more aggressive wasp species, but that keeps others away from them because they look threatening, but they're not. They're really cool flyers, and they have iridescent blue wings, and they can hover above flowers. And apparently they are very cool to watch in the air. So they're beneficial. They are not harmful.
Okay, so I pulled up their Wikipedia page real quick, and apparently there's 2 subspecies of them. The Scolia dubia hematos, and then the much more fun to say Scolia dubia dubia.
Oh, I did not see that. Dubia dubia.
Dubia dubia.
That could totally be a song.
Maybe by the Virginia Mountain.
And the mountain mint. So I just thought it was cool because I've not even heard of this blue-winged wasp. But this is the first year I'm actually really having trouble with the Japanese beetles.
Just like the blue-winged wasp sings a song, sounds like it's singing.
What? This is my life, people. Help me. Help me. So yeah, I just thought it was kind of cool. It led me down that rabbit hole. But I'm trying to get rid of these Japanese beetles in my yard because they're driving me crazy. Eating all my plants.
Fair enough.
Not cool.
So in addition to pulling beetles off of plants, what have you been reading?
Oh, so I'm still reading the Iliad. I'm almost done. Hey, it was like 28 hours. Okay. So I'm trying. I'm really trying. I'm almost done with it. And then I started recently The Calamity Club.
Calamity Club.
Yeah, by Catherine Stockett. It's really very good. I like it so far. And I did finish The Secret Book Society. That was that one about those fancy ladies where people were taking away their books and preventing them from reading.
And they were hiding them in teapots.
Kind of, sort of. They were hiding them. So, yeah, I read that book, The Secret Book Society by Madeline Martin, and I gave that 4 stars. It was good. I would have given it 3.5 if I could go with a half star. Good story. Interesting. Did keep me going. But The Calamity Club is pretty good so far. So I'm listening to that one. And what else am I reading? Clytemnestra. I'm reading that. I can't remember the author. But it's all about Helen and her sister from Trojan War and all that. So because, the Odyssey is coming up, so I have to remind my brain about all of the Greek and Roman mythology. So that's the kick I'm on right now. Are you still reading your other books, your Japanese books that you were into?
So I did read the 4th one just to see.
You did, and how was it?
4th one, Tale of Dead Town, is by Hideyuki Kikuchi. Is not good. That's where I'm gonna.
You kind of had that feeling, though.
I did.
You wanted to give it a shot.
I'm gonna stop there. I've read 4 books in the series.
Out of
Good enough for me.
52.
Out of 52. You know, that's a percentage. Not a high percentage, but a percentage.
It is. It is. And this is how I look at it. There are so many great books out there to read. If you're reading stuff that you don't love, I have put down more books this year that didn't get me by the first, I don't know. If you don't get me by the first couple chapters, I'm out.
I am deeply on the fence about the current book I'm reading.
What are you reading?
In addition to Tale of Dead Town, I just finished My Best Friend's Exorcism, which I mentioned.
Yes, you did.
Not as good as I hoped. Not bad, but it is fine. But I picked up a book. I know you're never supposed to judge a book by its cover, but the cover was cool, and so I picked it up.
I do it all the time.
Suffer the Children by Craig DeLuey.
Don't think I've heard of that one.
It's a rough read.
Is it?
Okay.
Is it a horror?
Oh,
because
it's a
I know
horror.
you love it.
It is a apocalyptic kind of novel.
Okay.
But the premise is that at a certain time, everyone who has not yet hit puberty drops dead.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's an interesting idea, and it's kind of rough as a parent reading this.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I'll just say that it is a difficult start so far.
See, and I have trouble with that kind of stuff.
I don't.
I do.
I make it a point not to read synopsises or the back of the book when I go into a book because I want to go in like totally blind.
Really? How do
do.
you pick your books then?
Recommendations.
Okay. I always look my books up on Goodreads, I'm sorry, to see at least what it's been given, how many stars. I try to get because if it has less than 4 stars, I'll be honest, most of the time I am not going to read it.
No, I dive straight in, and if I don't like it, I just DNF it and move on. But this one, I'm on the fence.
I was going to say, what are you going to do? Are you going to DNF or what?
I'm intrigued. Like I said, it's a pretty sad book so far, but I mean, I'm intrigued to see where it goes, at least through the halfway point, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my mother was big into horror books. Stephen King was her favorite author. And she had me watching all of the Stephen King movies when I was a kid, Cujo, and I used to watch all that. And she was into it. And I never developed a liking for those kinds of books, even though she was a huge Stephen King fan. I will say that his memoir, it's called On Writing, is an excellent memoir. And it's not real long. And if you listen to it, he reads it. And I love listening to him.
It is one of the very few books I own.
Really?
As listeners may be aware, I don't buy books because I work at a library. I just check them out and return them. Mm-hmm. But it is one of the very few books that I do own.
See, I don't know too many people that know of this book, but I love listening to him because I have it in hardcover and I listen to it. And I love listening to him talk about when he was hit by that van. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you were old enough because I remember when he was walking along the road and got hit by the van.
I think that was when I was in high school.
Okay. And I remember it. And then what is funniest about it is he has developed characters off the guy who hit him. Mm-hmm. And it's always the not smart guy in his books that he has revolved this around the guy who hit him in real life because he almost died. If you don't know, look it up. Stephen King almost died when he was hit by a van while he was walking near his home in Maine. And the guy just left him there on the road and then came back and was just like, hey, didn't try to help him, nothing. Apparently this guy's Rottweiler got crazy in the van and he lost control, and that's why he hit Stephen King. Mm-hmm. So it's a fascinating story. If you've never read anything about Stephen King, it's really fascinating, and the memoir is great. I do love that book. That's the only thing I've read by him, though. I just can't get into the horror stuff. It creeps me out, man. It does. I know you like that stuff.
We're going to move away from horror. Why don't we talk about what's going on at your local library?
Ooh, we got some good stuff here. All right. This is going to be at the South Rockwood Branch Library. Michigan's edible mushrooms, eating wild for your health. This is for adults. Does it say it? You do need to register online. Tyler Davidson's going to come in for a lecture, and he's going to tell you all about foraging and potential benefits. There's going to be time for questions and discussions on all things mushrooms. So that sounds like fun at South Rockwood Library. That's Wednesday, July 22nd at 6 o'clock.
Fantastic. Coming up at the Bedford Branch Library, we have Bedford DIY. That'll be the next one will be July 13th, 2026 from 6 to 7 p.m. We are calling all crafters. Join us for a night of crafting and fun. We will make a different project each month. All supplies will be provided. Please be sure to register online.
That's going to be a good one. I've had a lot of people asking about that. This is another great one. The next one is going to be July 15th. This is our Grand Adventures Book Club from 2 to 3. You do need to register online for this. So you're going to, if you're a grandma or a grandpa, I'm a grandma, and I could bring my grandson with me and share books that I loved. It's a great one. There's a lot of people that really love this program. So if you register online, this is for elders and their kids, and kids, grandkids, 5 to 10 years old.
5 to 10.
5 to 10.
All right. Next up for me, the Raisy Memorial Branch Library is pleased to present Volcano Adventure Book Club. They will be meeting on July 27th at 10 a.m. Travel back in time with Vacation Under the Volcano. Each week, we will read, discuss, and work on building your own papier-mâché volcano. Don't miss a session. Your volcano depends on it. This is for 2nd grade and up, and they ask you to register online.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. I have a couple kiddos that I think would love that. All right. July 25th from 1 to 3, it's K-Pop Demon Hunters Bash. So this is for kids and teens. So if you can't get enough of them, come on down for games, crafts, and more. So 1 to 3, July 25th, come on down.
Come on down. You're the next contestant. Wait.
Wasn't that The Price is Right?
Yeah.
The Price is Right.
The Ellis Library and Reference Center is presenting Joel Tacey's Wacky Foam Party. This is coming Thursday, July 30th from 1 to 2 p.m. To celebrate the end of a wonderful summer reading program, we are welcome Joel Tacey and his Wacky Foam Party to the lawn of Ellis Library and Reference Center. Come play, dance, and sing to family-friendly music and non-toxic, non-staining, kids-safe foam. Do be sure to register online.
Is that the same one that was here when we had our opening bash for our reading?
I don't know. I should have looked that up. But
no, I was just curious.
This is Joel Tacey's Wacky Foam Party.
Yeah, I don't know. I have here in my hot little hands the flyer for the fair that's coming, the Monroe County Fair, which is always a summer thing. It's just
Monroe County Fair.
Yeah. So got a pretty good lineup this year. We also are going to have our booth at the Monroe County Fair from August 2nd through the 8th. We are going to be at our booth in it's indoors where the library is going to be. We're indoors. One of the, I can't remember the name of the building. It used to be, I can't remember, MBT, but it's indoors, which is nice. So we're going to be there. You should be there. Daughtry's going to be doing the fair this year. That's the music for the year. I love Daughtry. How about you?
I listen.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember him from American Idol.
If you have a favorite story about the wood... If you have a favorite story about the Monroe County Fair, why don't you leave that for us in the comments section down below?
Good one.
Also, if you have any questions about gardening or native plants, leave that down in the comment section below, and Michele will answer that on a future episode.
Please send me a question. I keep coming up with my own, people.
We would invite you, if you're watching on YouTube, to be sure to like and subscribe and hit the ring bell for notifications. If you're watching on Spotify, please be sure to like the page and like the episode as a whole because it helps us with the algorithm.
Yes, it does.
Sincerely, thank you for listening from us, and this has been In the Library with
Michele.
And I'm pretty sure I'm Adrian.